Minnesota lawmakers have some tough decisions to make ahead. The pandemic has now wiped out the state's budget surplus. In February, Minnesota budget officials projected an extra $1.5 billion this year. Now the state forecasts a deficit of more than $2.4 billion, a change of almost $4 billion. Esme Murphy shows us what that means.
It's very difficult to believe this was the budget forecast just 9 weeks ago.
The good news for Minnesotans is our budget outlook remains stable. The forecasted balance for fiscal years 2021 is $1.513 billion.
And now,
we now project a $2.426 billion deficit for the current biennium, fiscal years 2020 and 2021.
The stunning turnaround is cushioned by the state's $2.4 billion budget reserve fund. State experts, though, caution relying solely on the reserve to plug the deficit, warning more bad news will certainly be ahead.
Minnesota numbers are still going to increase. Minnesota's numbers, we are not at our peak yet, and there are some dark days ahead of us.
The governor says all options for slashing the deficit are on the table, including layoffs.
The next wave in terms of the unemployment may be state, local, and county officials.
In a bright note, the governor did authorize hospitals and clinics to resume elective visits and surgeries, saying for now the state has the capacity and the protective equipment to handle them.
We believe that they're prepared to do it, and this action is consistent with guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS.
Despite the grim budget outlook, Governor Walz has to be buoyed by a new Survey USA KSTP television poll that says at this point 82% of Minnesotans approve of the way he's handling this COVID crisis. At the Capitol, Esme Murphy, WCCO 4 News.
Republican Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka says the deficit is a strong argument for reopening the state economy. Senator Gazelka also called for renegotiating the second year of current state employees' contracts in order to avoid future layoffs.